this video I'm going to show you the installation process of the pool cleaner return side pressure cleaner. In the box are all the hoses you're going to need. There's 39 feet of hoses. Also comes with all the connectors for the hoses and all the floats for the hoses. And it comes with the pressure regulator to connect to your return line to regulate the pressure. So the hoses may have a memory from being in the box. You want to leave it out in the sun for about a day so the hoses will straighten out. For you to be able to use this cleaner in your pool, you must have 1.5 threaded return lines, either the flush mount or the threaded male return lines. Your pool pump must also pump 25 gallons per minute. So if you have a pool that has a pump less than 1 horsepower, you may want to check your gallons per minute. Or if you have a pool with a really small filter, you want to go ahead and make sure the pool is off before you do the installation. In order to achieve the right RPMs for the cleaner, if you have multiple return lines in your pool, you may need to use eyeball fittings that restrict the flow. You may need to also close off one line with a 1.5 threaded plug. Okay, this particular pool has 3 return jets. I'm going to go ahead and close this one off with a plug, and I'll go ahead and restrict one jet over here. So in most cases you're going to have to reduce or plug off one of your pool return lines. If you have 3 like this one, restricting one and plugging one off will get the right RPMs for the cleaner. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the standard eyeball with this restricted one. The eyeball fitting out of the other return jet. I'm going to go ahead and put this plug in. This plug threads right in there. After you remove the eyeball fitting, go ahead and thread this into the area where you're going to hook the cleaner up to your pool. And I like to wrap the fitting with some Teflon tape. That way it's easy to get on and off if you need to take it off. Once you have the fitting wrapped with Teflon tape, go ahead and remove it by turning it this way, pulling it off, and we'll go ahead and thread this into the wall. Particular installation, I have the wall fitting adapter over here. I have this return line plugged off here, and I have this one here restricted. And the debris bag is very easy to get on and off. You slide it on like this, give it a twist, it locks it in. See, it says closed and open. Okay, you want to take the small 3-foot lead hose, and we're going to attach it to the cleaner head right here. Okay, you see on the head of the cleaner, there's also notches here. They line up with the hose itself. You want to just push down and it should snap right in. And give it a quick tug to make sure it's on there firmly. Okay, there's a special float with a little hook here. This is where the bag sits on. You want to stick this on the lead hose here. You want this little area pointing away from the cleaner. So if you have that snapped on, it should be pointing upwards. That'll hold the bag in place. Okay, now you want to take another float and snap it right underneath this one. That'll keep the bag in place. So here's how the lead hose should look fully assembled. You have the bag clipped on there. You have one float underneath there holding that float up, holding the bag level like this. And next step is to connect the hoses together using these swivels here. You might not need all the hoses depending on how big your pool is. The swivels are very easy to attach to the hose. You'll see these little clips on the hose itself. These swivels have these holes here. Just line them up with the hose and you push down firmly. It'll snap right in. You hear that clicking noise. And you just simply do the same thing with the other side. And now that you have the hoses assembled, I'll go ahead and show you the float placement on each hose. So you want to place a float behind every swivel. They snap in pretty easily. So here's how the float should look on the hoses. There's no float behind the small lead hose, but after every swivel you should place a float. So for proper hose length, you want the cleaner sticking out of the pool like this. You want the hose across the pool from the furthest point to the area you're going to connect it to. Then you'll take the pressure relief valve and you go ahead and connect it to the hose going into the wall. Again, if you just push firmly, it should snap right into the hose. Give it a little bit of a tug to make sure it's on there. Okay, now you want to insert the pressure relief valve into the wall fitting. Give it a quick turn clockwise, that'll lock it in. The cleaner, going to set it in the pool. We have everything connected, we'll go ahead and turn the pool on. You want to check each connector to make sure there's no water leaking. This one's good. But you may find you have a loose connection with some water leaking out. Just go ahead and push on the tab. That will reconnect it. It's important to have the correct wheel RPMs, otherwise the cleaner will not work properly in the pool. So to check the wheel RPMs of the cleaner, go ahead and hold it in the water towards you with the right wheel facing you. Look at that hump on the right wheel. Count how many times it goes around the lead hose in 1 minute, and that'll be your wheel RPMs. If the wheel RPMs are below 12, that means that there's too much water going to the other return jets. Go ahead and restrict the other return jets some more. And if the wheel RPMs are above 15, that means that the return jets are too restricted, so go ahead and open up a return jet. That's the complete installation process of the pool cleaner return side pressure cleaner.